Hey guys, Bree here. So we're going to do a reverse canvas tutorial. So if you've never made one, it's super fun. Really all you need is your framed canvas. Now, I'm pretty sure I got mine in like a really big pack. Let's say at, I don't know, you can get them at Hobby Lobby in a big pack, Michael's, Ross, Walmart. Okay. Dollar Tree even has some canvases now as well. So first thing, we're going to throw all of those things away. And I'm going to do it the easy way, okay, you guys? I'm not going to remove the staples, and we're not going to staple them back on, but you sure could. But we're actually just going to hot glue them back on. And like I said, this is going to be the super easy way to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn on my hot glue. First thing I am going to do is we are going to cut this off. So you do need a razor blade, okay? You do need a razor blade, and where you're going to want to cut it is on the outsides of the staples, okay? Hi, you guys. So we are just going to pretty much go right on the outside of the staples there. Same thing here. Make sure you guys keep your fingers out of the way. This is supposed to be a fun project and an easy project. Do not make it difficult. Okay. And you guys do me a favor, go ahead and hit that heart button and make sure you guys have liked and followed this page. I am going to be doing a giveaway. I'll post it tomorrow. So make sure you guys like this page, okay? That is going to be one of the steps. So we are going to have to cut some of the corners, because in the corners, it's like the layer on layer. And so you want to make sure that you're going to get through those pieces there. So let's go around that piece. Okay, let's get in here. Hello. Say hi as you guys pop on. And if you want to remove this inside piece, you're more than welcome to. It's not going to do anything for you to have it there. So we can remove that in a little bit. Let's just keep going in this direction. Let me get this pulled up so I can see you guys and say hi to who's here. Hi, Bessie, welcome. Yes, if you are new, let us know. Oh, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate that. You guys, it's always nice if you do happen to sprinkle or share. Maybe you know somebody who would be interested in this craft, right? Or this tutorial, or maybe you want to share it to somebody so you guys can try it later. That is always appreciated, okay? All right, so we are now done taking that part off. There's a little hard piece right here, okay? So I have our canvas. It is taken off. We will pull, we just go around and pull this up. Okay. That way it's not on there. Sometimes you'll pull up a staple with it. Just be sure to be careful. Like on one of them, a staple came out. You can see it there. Just be careful. Okay. All right, I am done with the X-Acto knife. We will put that back. Throw those little pieces away. We will need to paint this, okay? So I have my Nominee paste right here, okay? Now, if you guys don't know, this Nominee paste is going to be coming back in stock February 6th. It is absolutely wonderful. It's great to paint with. It's great to chalk with. It's great for all the things. So, the truck piece, yes, I will show you guys the truck piece. I sure can. I'll do it, just remind me if I happen to forget, but we'll do it while like this stuff is drying. Okay, So I'm gonna add a little bit of water in the lid, and we're gonna use it as some paint here. Okay. Mix that up a little bit, and the little ones are doing good. Riley's not feeling all that well. I think some allergies have really hit her pretty hard with this rain that we just got in. And the little one is sleeping. He fell asleep, so he is out. Hopefully until, I don't know, maybe midnight. That'll be about 3 hours. All right, so we are going to paint this whole frame. Now you can paint this any color you want. Okay, I just really, really love this nominee color. Okay, I think it looks awesome. Let's grab a little bit more. Gotta mix it in with this water. Okay. And on the frame, what you do want to be sure is that you're going to get the inside of the frame as well. We definitely don't want to miss the inside of the frame. And then you want to cover up the best you can of the staples there on the inside, but you may, I don't know, depending on how noticeable they are with whatever paint color you choose, you may have to cover them if it bugs you. But it is what holds the frame together, so it's not like you can just take them out unless you were to maybe glue it back together. I guess could be a choice. You could definitely do that if you wanted to. Did you guys see the picture of Riley and Grayson that I posted though? Were they not the cutest? Okay, let's see. Say hi when you guys pop on. I want to make sure that my comments are working, that I can see them. And let me know, have you done a reverse canvas before? So again, I just took a framed canvas, you guys. We cut off the back with an X-Acto knife. We just cut the canvas part to detach it from the staples. Okay, oh yes. Yay, okay, I'm glad you guys saw the picture. I see some comments here. Awesome. Hi, Gail. Hi, Tina. Hi, Evelyn. Okay. Looks good. Now, again, we just want to get the whole part covered, the whole frame covered, so that way it can dry. And then, you guys, I want to paint the canvas itself. So whenever we're working with canvas, typically we don't wax canvas unless you were to paint it, and we will be painting it. So I'll kind of go over maybe a couple more helpful tips about surface wax. All right, and then also with sanding, you can definitely sand if you want to, which we just might do, just so I can show you guys, okay? All right, so we're getting the inside of the frame here. Again, I'm using Nominee paste, and it's gorgeous. I love it. Let's get this side finished, and then I just have that inside top piece left. But you can paint it any color, right? You can use a wood stain. I'm actually awake to watch. Yay, you have done a reverse canvas. Awesome. They're fun. I really enjoy them because it just gives it a different take. Like, I have so many canvases, you guys. Believe it or not, I'm not a good painter. Okay, well, you guys know that. But I absolutely love painting, and so does my family. And so I have a ton of canvases. I have a ton of like acrylic paint. Usually when we get together, that's just one of the things that we like to do, is to paint, okay? All right, I'm gonna set that aside. But it looks good. It's all nice and gold and shimmery. I'm gonna set that aside real quick. I'm gonna bring over this, okay? Now, what I am going to do is I'm gonna put it on top of, this. So it doesn't move around on me. This is an ink mat that I've cut up, and we usually use it for t-shirts, but I'm just gonna set it on here for now to kind of lay it flat. Okay, now one thing you can do is you can sand it, right? So you can take your little sanding block, you can do a little bit of sanding. Okay. Oh, probably should have used a clean one. I knew what was going to happen too. I was like, just to wipe this a little dirty. Let's still use it. Because that made a whole lot of sense, right? Hi. Thank you. I know they're so cute. Okay. So we're going to do, I have Current Jam here, and I have Mauvelous. All right, and we're gonna paint the background. We're gonna do kind of an ombre effect here. And what I'm doing real quick is I'm just washing off my brush so that way we can paint. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take some water and I'm just gonna spray my canvas, and we're gonna try it this way. So I'm gonna add my paste here. And I'm gonna paint as close to the edges as possible. Remember, this is going behind the frame, so you don't really have to, make it nice and neat because you won't be able to see those edges. Okay, and we're gonna bring this up quite a bit. We are going to mix it in with some Mauvelous here in a second, but I'm gonna pull that up maybe about there. Okay, I'm gonna dry that off. We're gonna grab some Mauvelous, and we're gonna do the same thing up there, bring it down a little bit, and then, oh, let me clean that off a little bit more. Okay, let's get some Mauvelous in here. Let me just, little spritz there. It really helps to thin out the paste just enough to paint with, okay? I do the same thing with ink when I paint on canvas, like the banners. I find that really helps too. All right, so we're gonna start to bring this down and mix these in. I think I need a little bit more. I need a little bit lighter. I need to bring down the lighter. Usually I do more light than I do dark, but this time I got carried away with the Current Jam color. So let's add a little bit lighter color in here. Bring that down a little bit. All right. You could add some white up at the top if you really wanted to, but I kind of like it a little bit on the darker side because we are going to use Nominee. Okay, we're gonna add the Nominee on top of this. So, all right, I'm gonna wash that. I'm gonna close these up. Hi Carol. Oh, thank you for the stars, I appreciate it. You guys hit that heart button and say hello. Now, let's dry this real quick. And I'm gonna just dry the top layer real quick, like a quick little dry, and then I'm gonna grab that truck. I know somebody said they wanted to see the truck real quick, so I'll show you guys that. I know that truck right there, we did do a live on it. You can check that one out. And then I did another one. Which one? Are you wanting to see the pink truck or the blue truck? What transfers do you have for Valentine? You know what I did? I actually opened up the live sale today for another customer because she wasn't able to get on. And I didn't close it just yet. So if you want to look, Sally, you're more than welcome to go and look at the live sale. Go under events and click the link. I do have whatever leftover Valentine's is in there. Or you can check them out on my website and see what they have there. Because I don't have all the Valentine transfers like on hand to show you. But you can definitely find them out there. The blue truck, okay, yeah, let me show you the blue truck. There you are. Isn't it cute? I think it came out great. I love it. And that blue came out really good too. All right, so we are going to wax this in just a second, but I want to be sure that my paste is dry. Typically when I color canvas, I'll use ink and then I'll just heat set it, and that way it's dry right away. But since we use paste, we just have to make sure it is completely dry so we don't ruin it. And we're almost done. Let's get the bottom. But I love these colors, these pink ones. Okay. Alrighty. So next, you guys, we are going to wax this. So what I said earlier is whenever you're doing canvas, if you are going to chalk directly onto canvas, you don't need surface wax because the transfer does not like to stick to canvas, okay? But here's when you do use it, is when you paint your surface, you definitely want to wax it because if you don't, it will pull up that paint. Of using this product. What problems do you have, Tammy? You need to let me know because I want to make sure that everybody has a good experience with it. And if there's something going on, let's try and figure out. Let me know. Send me some pictures of your projects and let's figure it out, okay? All right, so I am grabbing wax. I am just putting it on all over. all over this. And I'm just applying it with our applicator. It's like a little circle microfiber type cloth. Okay. So next thing we're gonna do is, here is the transfer we are using. So what if it turned out better than you ever could have imagined? Or than you could have ever imagined. All right, now it has little pieces on here. So if you wanted to use those little pieces, you definitely could. If you want to cut it apart, you're more than welcome to. I like to use just a little X-Acto knife. I just kind of run it across those white lines. And that just helps me keep everything on one paper so I don't lose it, right? So I know all of these designs go together. I don't have to go and look through all these little tiny pieces. So this has been great. Okay. Now we're gonna pull this big piece off. All right, so easy peasy, it just came right off. I'm going to set that on here. I seem to have the image never fully come out on the surface. Not clear, smudged. Yeah, you'll have to send me some pictures because sometimes what happens is if you leave the transfer on too long, it'll get dried inside of the silk screen, okay? So that's typically what happens when it comes out a little funny, is it's been left on there too long. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and center this. All right, let's get it centered. And I want to press down all around where our silk screen is. All right, there's a little bump in here. I want to make sure that I take that out and make sure that that's sitting flat. All right, now I need a squeegee. Hi. Babies are doing good. One is asleep. One is eating Chick-fil-A. All right, so we're gonna go on top of this with Nominee. Okay, and I'm gonna go the same direction all the way down, just because if I accidentally move or shift our transfer, at least it will shift down and our entire project won't be ruined. It'll just kind of all be shifted down just a smidge. Okay, so we just go line by line. Again, same direction. That way, again, if it does move, it will just be shifted down and you won't have, like, you won't be missing a bunch of stuff. All right, I'm down here at the end. I am gonna need to go sideways in order to get the bottom of our word. Okay. So I'm going to start to pull this up. Now I don't want to pull it off all the way just yet. I want to make sure that like the entire image is good and on here. So I'm going to pull this up just a bit. Okay, I can see that everything is on here. Now I can remove this and I will wash this. Okay, I will wash this. This is just a bath mat. It's foam bath mat, you guys. And I just wash it with water. And you can reuse these, okay? You can reuse them like 10, 12 times. I like to wipe, especially with glitter stuff, I like to wipe off that top layer with like a napkin or something. And then I will spray it one more time and come back in with a board eraser. And this board eraser removes all of that paste. Okay, I'll flip it over. And the only thing I clean the back with is the board eraser. Right, I'll clean it with the board eraser, but I will dry it real quick with a napkin. Okay, clean napkin, I just like to wipe off that dirty water. Don't leave your napkin on there because it will stick. It is extremely sticky. And we're gonna put it back on here so we don't lose it. And look, I don't have to clean up because my cleanup is done. All right. Now, if you wanted to put other designs on here, you could. You could add more of like the leaves and stuff like that, but we're gonna leave it just like this. Look how cute that is. Isn't it cute? All right, now I have my glue gun on. Let's bring back over our frame that we painted. Hi. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Evelyn. Okay. I want to, I thought it was gonna fit. It's a little bit too small. Oh, sad day. Okay. Well, this is what it would have looked like, but I don't want to add it because I'm gonna have to pivot here. We're gonna figure out a plan B. But this line right here, it takes off the E, and then the T you can't see. Ah, I could have sworn I put it up there and I was like, oh, I think it'll be good. It looks good. No, it wasn't. But it looks super cute. It looks so good. But I can't glue that together, okay? So we're gonna do plan B. Let me see. I think I'm gonna use this. So I took this from another project that I had. And I think we're gonna do it like this. Now I probably could, see this one is just white and I didn't really want white. I really wanted it to be gold. But it could look cute too, right? Let me see, I kind of have to look at it again. We're gonna paint it gold. It doesn't look right white. Okay. Let's quickly paint this. Won't take us but just a minute. Okay. All right, we're gonna paint this frame. We're painting it gold, which is actually the nominee color. It's a metallic gold. Okay. Because Bree didn't measure right and our frame didn't fit. But find something else to put on it. I loved it. It looked so good. It really did. Okay, so on frames, remember to do the insides. I always forget to do that part. Okay, there we go. I'm just gonna run my brush on the inside like that. I do have it down on some tape, and that tape really helps to keep it in place. Okay, Same thing with the outsides. My tape is a little used, so it is moving around a little bit more on me, but painter's tape works awesome to keep like little things in place. So I definitely recommend using it. Like for our craft boxes, that's usually what I use, which speaking of, I finished our craft box for January. I will get those uploaded, the tutorials uploaded tomorrow. My phone died on me in the middle of my last one, so I don't even know how much of the last video got recorded. So, love you too, Uncle Ron. Hope you're doing well. Hey, we're gonna have Grayson's day tagging over at the Glenkirk house, Uncle Rob, so his 1 month on Sunday. Sunday at 1. All right, so we are just drying this real quick, and then we're gonna glue it, you guys. We are going to glue it. Now, I do have this frame available on my cutout site. I don't know if it's on the old cutout site or the new one. I do apologize for not knowing. But if you go to spoiledbybrie.com, I have both cutout sites on that website. So you can click on it and try and find it. But it was part of the club, so it may be on the new one. All right, so let's take that off. We've got that. We will glue that there. And guess what we'll do? Yes, look, this is perfect. We're gonna glue this on the back too, once we're done here. So first thing I need to do is figure out where this goes. I think there is good. Okay. Okay, try not to move anything. I am going to lift that part up. Okay. And my glue is like running out, so I don't know if this is gonna, we're gonna try. We're gonna do this other part pretty fast. So I'm gonna kind of pull and then while it's drying, I'm gonna pull to make sure it is pretty tight, because hot glue is just a little bit forgiving. Takes just a little bit to dry. Ta-da! Okay, so now we've got that part done. Again, I just hot glued it. I just hot glued. Okay. Now we are going to trim off these edges. course, the X-Acto knife that I'm using, the blade does need to be replaced. So it's not cutting like all the way through it, but I'm able to tear it. And if you don't have like a double-sided mat that you can use, I used cardboard half the time. All right, so we're just pulling that off. All right. If you need to trim up some of the edges, you might need to do that. That I don't have some of those strings just hanging out. Okay, so there it is so far, and we are going to glue. We're just gonna glue this on the back so it has a little bit more sturdy back to it. Since we were not able to use the frame it came with because I did not measure it right, and it would have cut off this middle section right here, okay? So I mismeasured, yeah. Let me on the website. Okay, Susie, you can go back in and try it. I do still have it open right now, okay? All right. I just did it around the edges there. And in order to hang it up, I have two things. I have two options. So I can do it like a an easel, so I can prop it up so that way it sits like that if I want it on the counter, or I can do this option to hang it, okay? So it just really depends on what you want to do with it, right? Maybe I'll hang it. These you can get on my website, or if you do order from the cell, they are in there too. That way you don't have to pay extra shipping for them. Okay, so I need some twine, and we're gonna glue it like that. Let's make sure we're gluing it the right side up. So the first one I'm gonna glue down is going to be this piece right here. Okay, the next piece I'm gonna glue down is the second one, but before I glue it, I am going to add my hanging piece. So I'm gonna do a couple of knots on one end, so that way it doesn't come through. Okay, so I tie it so it doesn't come through there. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for this side. Find out how high or where you want your little hanging piece to be. I think that's probably good. I'm just gonna make sure. Yeah, I think that's good. I usually tie it about 3 times. It really depends on, my knot went above the knot it was supposed to be at. So I have to tie one more. Hold on. All right. Okay, so I have 2 knots on the back and I have a little piece hanging right here. So thank you. Those 2 pieces where those knots are at are going to sit inside of those, okay? So that is how you glue it. So I'm gonna add some glue here, pull my string. And hold it for just a second. You can use hot glue. I mean, not hot glue. Obviously, we're using hot glue. You can use super glue as well. But ta-da! Okay, so this was supposed to be a reverse canvas if you guys are just jumping on, but I mismeasured and my middle words right there were not going to fit on our frame, so we had to just do a little plan B real quick, and I found a frame that I had for something else. We quickly painted it gold, but since the canvas on the back is canvas material, right? It's flimsy, it's kind of like fabric. We needed to put some type of backer on it. I had a piece of cardboard. That's what we added, and now it's a little bit sturdier. And I did add a hanger so I can now hang it. Isn't that cute though? So regardless what frame we had, it still would have been super awesome. And you can still add the hanger. I probably still would have added the cardboard on the back because I wanted to hang it, okay? Thank you, I appreciate it, you guys. Awesome. Okay, well, hit the heart button for me. If you guys have not yet, feel free. I do have a link below for the storage tips, the storage stuff for my chalk supplies. I know somebody was asking me, not yesterday, but the day before, for like all of my, like the things that I hang my stuff in and the boxes and all the things like that. So anyways, if you're interested in it, you're more than welcome to click that link down below and I will email it to you, okay? But I think it is cute. Hope you guys love it. Hit the heart button for me and make sure you guys pay attention tomorrow. I will have a giveaway coming up. Other than that, thanks for hanging out. Y'all have a good evening and see y'all later, okay? All right, thanks guys. Bye. Baby is calling me, so bye.